Hello, and welcome to our OPA video tutorial. This tutorial will teach you how to write, launch, and use a simple static web application. This should take about 10 minutes of your time and one line of program. Before going any further, let me show you what you are going to end up with. This line is the complete source code for a simple static web application in OPA. As you will progress in OPA, we will introduce you to more advanced features of the platform. You will see that complex applications are not much more complicated than this hello world. To reproduce the steps of this OPA tutorial, you will need OPA, of course, a text editor, and a terminal. So please, if you haven't done so yet, download and install OPA. Open your favorite text editor and open your terminal. In OPA, as in any other programming language, the first thing you need to consider is what you want your application to do. Here, we want our application to say Hello Web. So here it is. Notice the symbols on both sides of this Hello Web. We call them empty tags. They serve to delimit visual content. Everything inside them is visual web content. It is meant to be displayed on the user's screen. Every web page needs a title, so let's give it one. Here, hello. In OPA, every web application is what we call a server, or a service. There are several ways of constructing a service. For this tutorial, we will use the simplest. It is called one-page server. To use a one-page server, always follow it by parentheses, the name of the page, and the behavior of the page. By the way, be careful with parentheses. No space here, otherwise you will have changed the meaning of the program. Still, let's add the name of the page. As for this behavior, it defines what happens when users connect. In OPA, this is a function. Notice the arrow? It is one of the ways of creating a function in OPA. Well, when users connect, we want to show hello web. So here is our web content. This is the result of the function. Well, we have defined a service, and that is good. No, we need to tell OPA to use it. For this purpose, we add server equals. Every OPA application contains one such declaration. It tells OPA where to start accepting users. Okay, now the application is complete. As OPA is a language designed for safety and security, before you run any program, OPA will need to examine it and test automatically many possible errors and problems. This is part of the compilation process. It will detect many errors before you launch the application, which is a good idea. You want to find out about problems before your users and before any would-be pirates. To compile your application, first save your file. Let's call it hello.opa. Then get into your terminal and write opa hello.opa. This will call the compiler and start the compilation. After a few seconds, if you haven't made any mistake while writing the program, the compiler will have produced a file called hello.exe. This file contains the application itself. This is the file you will want to launch. You do not need to recompile it, unless of course you modify the program, in which case security, safety, and error testing needs to be done again. You want to test the application? Then let's launch it. You will need to write one of the following lines in your terminal. The line is not exactly the same depending on whether you are under Macintosh, Linux, or Windows. This will launch the server. Now that the server is launched, you will want to see the results. Well, open your browser, enter address localhost 8080. This will instruct your browser to connect to the server. Oh, wait a second. We didn't get what we wanted. This hello web is smaller than the one on the screenshot. What we see here is the default style for displaying text. Perfectly fine, but we wanted something bigger. So, instead of our empty tags, we will use presentation tags. Here, H1, also known as large headline. They behave exactly as in HTML, so if you're familiar already with web pages and HTML, you already know all existing presentation tags. Recompile, relaunch, and you will obtain the desired effect. At this stage, we are done. You now officially know how to write a simple static web application in OPA. Our next tutorial will cover writing dynamic web applications. Don't worry, it's just as simple.